So the biggest question I'm getting asked right now is basically, should we buy? Like, is now a good time to buy after like everything that's happened in the previous year with mortgage interest rates the way we are? Is now a great time to buy a house here in Halifax? Well, let's give you some answers. Hi everyone, it's Richard Payne here from Halifax Homes and Lifestyles at eXp Realty. And of course, we're getting this question pretty much every single day from a lot of the people that we're working with, and also just friends, family, and everything, because real estate is probably, I would say here in Halifax, the #1 hottest topic. Maybe interest rates is kind of close second, but we're getting asked that question all the time. So I wanted to give you some advice, some things to think about in terms of like, is now actually a good time to buy in Halifax, Nova Scotia? So we're coming off a pretty hot market. Like the last 2 years that we've just finished with kind of have just been like bonkers, crazy, insane market, like $200,000, $230,000, $250,000 over an asking price has not really been like that abnormal. 110, 112% sale to list price ratios, all of these numbers in all of the stats videos that we've covered in the past. Like if you've been tuning in and subscribing, which if you haven't, you should probably hit that bell right now, then you'll know that that's kind of been the theme for about 2 years. But the last couple of months, we've definitely seen a cooling off of the market, and it has now officially changed. Like I just looked at the numbers because we're here now at the end of August. I just quickly looked at the numbers for the month so far, and we are definitely seeing like probably a 99% sale to list price. We're also seeing increased days on market. We're also seeing price adjustments, also known as price reductions. So we're seeing all of these things starting to show up, which means it's a better time for buyers. Absolutely. Like the last, I'd say 5 deals I've done, we've all had for underneath asking price. So from a buying point of view, is now a great time to buy? Well, let's look at 2 things. Number 1 is the market inventory. We're seeing a few more properties coming onto the market. We are definitely coming into like the late fall, early September. Traditionally in Halifax, a lot more properties will show up for sale at this particular time of the year. So therefore your choice has got more. We're also seeing, because of the interest rates, some of the buyers that would normally have been able to buy basically sit on the sidelines and, you know, confused mind basically says do nothing, status quo. And that's what we're seeing some people doing. That means less competition. Hence, we can start putting in offers that are underneath asking price and get them for like less than asking. So that's the factor number 1, is increased inventory, a little bit less demand. Number 2, you've got to think about is those interest rates. Now, we know that obviously average price has definitely gone up here in Halifax. You know, we're sitting at, I think it was like around about $540,000. Right now, I looked at the average, we're sitting at like $499,000. So the average prices have definitely come down over the last few months. And because the prices have come down, the mortgages have become more affordable, because you're not taking a $500,000, $600,000 mortgage out. Now you're taking a $400,000, $380,000 kind of mortgage rate. So when you look at the value of the mortgage that you're having to take out and combine it with the mortgage interest rate, the question becomes, and we have had this lot, is, well, I don't want to go and buy now because mortgage interest rates are high. So let's look into that a little bit more in detail. If you go back to, let's say, the peak of the market, March and February, we were talking about an average sale price there of around about $650,000, which was also putting us around about like $140,000, $150,000 over asking price, lots of multiple offers. So lots of competition drive the price up. So on a 5-year fixed mortgage there, you would have been paying, so on a 5-year fixed mortgage, you'd have been paying around about $2,377, so $2,377. Right now, if we look at the average price of the house being like $499,000, the mortgage on that you would be paying is only $2,156. So we're saving $220. So when you look at that particular number and you start thinking, well, okay, like it's become more unaffordable to buy a house here in Halifax, it's actually not. Like even though you would have been paying a lot more money back in March, now you're paying less money, therefore the mortgage is less. Therefore, even though the rates have gone up, you're actually getting a more affordable mortgage. So those are the 2 reasons why, if you look at the Halifax market, is now a good time to buy? Yes, less competition, prices are actually lower, Yes, you've got a higher interest rate, which is obviously not a good thing, but guess what? With an interest rate, you can kind of refinance that in 1 to 2 years when the interest rates will come down and your mortgage payments will be going down again. So yes, it's a difficult time with mortgage interest rates, but think about it sensibly. Look at the kind of properties that you can actually buy. Look at the fact that you can refinance in a couple of years' time when mortgage rates will probably be down again. So, as you can see, it's got a little bit easier here in Halifax, and that's why if you're ready to sit down, have a coffee, have a tea, have a chat, have a Zoom, whatever you want to do, we would love to sit down, have that conversation, figure it out, and find you the right home here in Halifax, Nova Scotia.